Hello everyone, my name is Abhishek Pandey. In today's video, we will see Stokes law from mechanical properties of fluids. Okay, so from mechanical properties of fluid, we have a topic Stokes law. Let us see what is Stokes law. And before going into that, Stokes law, what Mr. Stokes say related to fluid, okay, and what kind of relation he gave to us. So before that, let us see what is viscous drag. What is viscous drag on a body falling through a fluid, falling through a fluid. Simple. So if we understand that what is viscous drag on a body when it falls through a fluid, so we can easily go into the Stokes law and we will see that what Stokes say about this. Okay. Now for this, let us take liquid layers. Got it? Let us take this liquid layer which has coefficient of viscosity which is eta. Got it. Now let us take a body. Let us take a body which moves downward with velocity v. Now I have a question. The body, the layer, basically the layer which is very closer to this object, this one. The layer which is very closer to the object, what will be the velocity of this layer? If the velocity of the object is v, then the velocity of this layer is also v. Clear? The velocity of this layer is also v, and the layer which is very far away from this object, let us take this layer is in rest condition. Okay, let us take this layer is in rest condition. So we can say that there is a relative motion between these two. There is a relative motion between these two layers, or in comparison to other layer also. Okay, because other layers doesn't have that velocity which is having by this layer only, which is very closer to the object. Okay, so by this relative motion there is a force existed in the upward direction, and this force is known as viscous force. Viscous force, or we can call it viscous drag. Got it? Now when you come into Stokes law simply state that the relation between coefficient of viscosity of that particular liquid. Okay, now it talks about a sphere. It talks about a sphere which has a radius smaller, and which moves with a velocity of v. Okay, he gave the relation between these eta, r, and v, and the viscous force is F is equals to 6 pi eta r v. Without any doubt, we got the relation viscous force, that is 6 pi eta r v, which acts upward in the liquid on the object. Clear? Now the question is how to prove it. It's very important to remember that Stokes law give this force, viscous force, by taking a spherical object only. Got it? Now if you want to really prove this law, we simply see that this force depends on eta, coefficient of viscosity, radius of sphere, velocity of sphere. Now we don't know how to arrange this eta rv. Okay, for that dimensional analysis is very important, and dimensional analysis says that if we don't know that what is the power and how they are arranged with each other, so let us take eta have a power a, r have a power b, velocity have a power c. Got it? And by dimensional analysis, if we write this force is equals to, if we remove this proportionality constant, we will have a constant. Eta have a coefficient of viscosity. We know that coefficient of viscosity have a dimensional formula m l minus 1 t minus 1. Sir, how to remember all these dimensional formulas? Well, you don't need to remember all these dimensional formulas. Okay, there is, if you remember their SI units, if you remember their relation with the other physical quantity, you can simply deduce or simply find out the dimensional formula. You don't have to remember all those dimensional formulas. Okay, that is not a wise way to work with physics or work with any problems. So the wise way is simply remember the relation with other physical quantities, and or you remember their SI unit also. You can simply find out their formula, dimension formula. So let us write m l minus 1 t minus 1 to the power a. Okay, now r is distance, so we can write it l to the power b. Velocity, simply we know that lt minus 1 to the power c. So if you find any problem during writing these dimensional formula, this is not a very big task. Okay, if you practice or if you remember those physical relation between other physical quantities, you can simply write out these dimensional formula very easily. Got it? Okay, now the force, the dimensional formula of force is, we know that m l t minus 2, m l t minus 2. Okay, clearly I am forgetting somewhere, but I know that how to write this dimensional formula. Mass into acceleration. For mass, capital M; for acceleration, lt minus 2, because acceleration is the unit of acceleration is meter per second square. For meter, L per second square, t to the power minus 2. Okay, now dimension formula of constant, simply 1. Okay, so m to the power a, there is other m also? No. So let us write m to the power a, l to the power minus a, l to the power b, l to the power c. So we can write minus a plus b plus c. Then t to the power minus a, and another one, yeah, minus c. So by doing comparison, we can simply write that a is equals to 1, minus a minus c is equals to minus 2, and if you put here a is equals to minus 1, okay, minus c is equals to minus 2, minus c is equals to minus 2 plus 1, so we will have c is equals to 1 also. Now put in this also, minus a plus b plus c is equals to, we'll have 1 minus 1 plus b plus 1 is equals to 1. So b is equals to also 1. So if you put all these relation over here, we will simply have f is directly proportional to eta to the power 1 in place of a is equals to 1, r to the power b 1 in place of b is equals to 1, and v to the power 1 also. For sphere, the proportionality constant is 6 pi. So that is why we will have 6 pi eta r v. Simply, this is a viscous force acting on a sphere when it fall through a fluid. Jai Hind.